La pistola la pistola tuya ahí. ¿Qué fue aquí? ¿Qué pasó?
Good morning. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is the State Court of Clayton County. This is the arraignment and jail calendar for February 18th of 2025. I'm going to call the arraignment calendar first, then I'll call the jail calendar. If you are represented by an attorney, your attorney will speak on your behalf, but I do need to know that you are present. First case on the arraignment calendar is Shaterica Nicole Barino. I do not see an attorney for Ms. Barino. Shaterica Nicole Barino.
I'm present, Your Honor.
All right, may I see you, please?
Yes, let me turn on my camera 1 second. Sorry.
No problem. All right, Ms. Barino. All right, she's probably having some issues. Let us go on to the next person. Isaiah Daniel, Carrington Matthews, the attorney.
Here.
All right, Mr. Daniel is here. Mr. Matthews.
He's on mute, Your Honor. He needs to unmute himself.
Yeah, but he should still be able to hear me.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Matthews, Carrington Matthews.
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. I was on the call and I had you guys on me. My apologies.
No problem. All right, your client is here, Mr. Daniel. He's charged with DUI, less safe, and improper lane change.
Yes, he should be logging on.
He's on.
Okay. Yes. So the state and I reached a resolution in this matter for the case to be count one to be admitted to reckless with a $1,000 fine. Well, I'm sorry, a $600 fine, and count two to be no pros.
All right, has the amendment been made?
1 second, Your Honor. Yeah, you can just hold for that response, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Matthews, as soon as the amendment is made, I'll go ahead and take the plea, and then we'll move on. Letitia Milton. Letitia Milton. Last call for.
Hi, I'm here, Your Honor.
All right. It would be really helpful if everybody put their first and last name on the screen. iPhone, Letitia's phone, those don't help me when I'm looking because my calendar is geared to the last name. So I need to see everybody's first and last name on the screen so that I know you're here. I can look and tell you're here instead of having to worry about issuing a bench warrant in error. All right. So
Yes, ma'am.
somebody's on here with an iPhone. I have no clue who you are.
It's me, Latissa Milton. I'm not sure how to change it. It's showing up as Latia's
Okay.
iPhone, so I need to try to see if I can sign in to Zoom.
Hold on. Hold on. All right, and then there is still someone named with an iPhone who is just iPhone. That's not going to help me. All right, Mr. Daniel, hold on. We're waiting for the paperwork to be amended, and then we'll take your plea. Ms. Barino, hold on a second. Ms. Milton, you're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I guess. I'm not sure.
Hold on, ma'am. Mr. Taylor, you're muted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Apologies.
I have no idea what's
There
going
will
on.
be a
but
not guilty
appreciate
today
you,
for
sir.
Ms. Milton. And Ms. Milton, I'll follow up with you after court.
I'm sorry, you said you're entering a not guilty?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Milton, a not guilty means that your attorney is going to continue to talk with the state for a possible resolution short of trial. But if your case comes up on a trial calendar, the trial will take place in the courtroom. So you have to be present in person. So please don't be confused by that. Also, please make sure that you keep in touch with Mr. Taylor in case there's new information from the state that you all need to review and make decisions about. Last thing, as the charge that you have, there is a bond condition. The bond condition most probably requires you to stay away from a particular person or possibly a location. Please review your bond conditions and make sure you do not violate them. If you were to violate your bond conditions, you could be charged with additional misdemeanors, with felonies, or you could have your bond revoked and you could be arrested until such time as your case is resolved, or all three of those things could happen. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
What
All
the
right.
heck?
You're free to go at this time. I'm not sure whose mic is open and they keep making these editorial comments. I don't know what's going on. What the heck? Please mute yourself because it's really not helping. I will explain as I go. Listen and you'll catch it. All right. Maria Sanchez Escalera. Maria Sanchez Escalera. Oh, there she is.
Here. I'm here.
All right. So Ms. Tolles, thank you for being here. Ms. Escalera, you're charged with simple battery, family violence, and simple battery.
Buenos días, señora Escalera.
Buenos días.
Se le ha imputado las infracciones de... Momentico. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I have misplaced.
That's okay. It's simple battery, family violence, and simple battery.
Se le ha imputado las infracciones, señora, de lesiones, violencia en el hogar y lesiones simples.
All right. You do not have an attorney. Do you wish to have an attorney appointed for you? Are you going to get an attorney, or do you wish to represent yourself?
Señora, usted está presente sin abogado. Quisiera que yo le nombre un abogado de oficio. ¿Usted tiene pensado contratar su propio abogado particular? ¿Qué quiere hacer con respecto al asunto del abogado, señora?
Un abogado de oficio.
I'd like a court-appointed attorney.
Okay. We have Mr. Taylor and Mr. Lynch in the courtroom. We will facilitate you speaking with them in a breakout room with the assistance of Ms. Tolles.
Muy bien, señora. Tenemos los licenciados Taylor y Lynch aquí presentes en la sala. Dentro de poco vamos a pasarla a un cuartito virtual para que usted pueda hablar con ellos y con la intérprete.
Give me one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Give minutes to call the calendar, and then once we are setting up breakout rooms, we'll make sure that you have that opportunity.
Permítame, señora, voy a terminar de pasar lista y una vez que yo establezca los cuartos separados, ya usted va a poder consultar con el abogado.
No, sí está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, and Next is Jonathan Vasquez. Jonathan Vasquez.
Good morning. Good morning,
morning.
Your Honor. I'm the attorney for Mr. Vasquez. This is our first appearance on the calendar. All he received was a forfeiture bond. This is a 2022 case. So I'm trying to determine what the original charge is. Can we do something today? Do we have to continue?
Okay,
Or-
Your
we
Honor, I can
definitely
speak with
can.
counsel.
Yeah, we definitely can do something today, Mr. Edwards. He's charged with no license and following to close. The bond forfeiture was probably because he may have moved. This is a 2022 case. He probably moved or his license is not reflecting the same thing as on the information we had at the time is not reflecting where he currently is. So we definitely can do something with this today. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Ms. Ponder, who is the attorney for this part of the calendar. And then we'll make sure that you all have the opportunity to talk. And if you all come up with a plea, we'll take it today.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Your Honor.
Thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, so we're gonna go back to Ms. Barino before I put Mr. Taylor or Mr. Lynch in a breakout room with the interpreter and Ms. Sanchez Escalera. Ms. Barino, you're before the court for suspended registration, expired plate and decal, failure to display license or have license, and no tag expired or invalid tag. Do you need an attorney to represent you, or do you wish to represent yourself?
And Your Honor, based on these charges, I believe it's something that we can resolve today, unless Ms. Marino is inclined, but I'm sure it's something that we could get this resolved today.
Ms. Barino, okay, let me just ask you this. Have you fixed any of these issues?
I don't have that vehicle any longer. Actually, I want to say 30 days after I was pulled over, that my neighborhood towed that vehicle. So I no longer have that vehicle. I actually have a new vehicle under registration at this moment. At the time of this, if I can recall correctly, I've always had a driver's license. The officer had an issue with my address on my driver's license. So I have my driver's license present right here.
Okay, so that I guess it cuts off my calendar. So it was probably failure to update your address within 30 days. So
Yes.
do you have the new information now? Your license been updated.
My license, I'm actually, it's a whirlwind.
Okay.
Because this happened, I'm not sure when this was dated, but I know I was supposed to go to
Okay,
court
don't
like
put your
20.
license on the
Oh,
screen.
sorry, ma'am.
Because we live stream, so you don't want anybody stealing your identity.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I do remember receiving these tickets. I'm not gonna deny that.
No, that's not the question. I think Ms. Ponder wants to talk to you about what has been updated.
Yes,
Because
Shannon, and I can speak with her.
Yeah,
Speak to her.
I'll put you in a breakout room because it sounds like you have updated a lot of this information, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you,
So, no problem. So I'll set up the breakout rooms. But before I do that, Ms. Hagler, are you ready to go forward on Daniel, or do you need a couple more minutes?
Yes, Ron, I'm ready. So everything should be updated in the system.
Okay. All right. So I'll put you, Ms. Ponder, I'll put you in a breakout room first with Ms. White Edwards, so
Yes.
you all can speak, and then Ms. Barino, as soon as she comes out of that breakout room, I'll set up the breakout room for you for the documents, okay? So just keep your device muted, all right? And then while we're doing that, we'll take the plea with Ms. Hagler and Mr. Matthews. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So in breakout room number 1, I'm going to put Ms. Ponder and Ms. White Edwards, or Edwards White. There we go. Edwards. There we go. All right. So you'll see the invitations. And now, Mr. Matthews, Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel, may I see you, please? All right. So, Mr. Daniel, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can put your hand down. So, Mr. Daniel, you're before the court. You're represented by Attorney Matthews. Your charges were DUI, less safe, and improper lane change. It is my understanding that count 1 has been amended to reckless driving. Count 2 is improper lane change. Mr. Matthews, how does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
He would like to plead nolo if it's available for him.
Y'all worked out the plea. Is that going to be a problem, Ms. Hagler?
That the number was not on the table when I did the offer, since I did reduce it.
Mr. Matthews?
Okay, so not a big issue for my client. We would like to proceed.
Okay. All right. So by entering a plea of guilty to count 1,
And Your Honor, for clarity purposes, based on the amended accusation, it should be non-pros counts 1, counts 3, and then he's pleading to count 4, the reckless. That's just the way it came out. I guess that was amended.
What's on my calendar? So, okay. So I have
Are you able to share the screen of the plea paperwork so we can view it and make sure that we're all on the same page?
No.
Because I don't have it in front of me. I don't have the plea paperwork.
I don't do on a plea on video. I don't use plea paperwork. Everything is on the record.
Right. Well, I would definitely like a copy and like for my client to see what's following along as he take the plea.
And we can send it to you in the chat directly to you.
Yeah, go ahead and send
we'll
him
do
the
that
accusation
in the chat directly to you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Judge.
So, and then what I have is correction on the numbers, but DUI less safe count 2 is going to be no pros. Count 3 is improper lane change, and that's going to be no pros too. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And then count 4 is the reckless driving.
And then count 4 would be the reckless driving that he would plead to.
And then, sorry, count 1 is? There's
no count 1. So whoever, either that didn't come up as a count 1 or somebody else was involved in the stop and there was a count 1.
Gotcha.
All right. So, but for your client, there's only a 2 and a 3.
Thank you.
Okay. So count 2, reckless driving. Count 2, DUI will be no pros. Count 3, improper lane change will be no pros. And count 4, reckless driving is a guilty plea. By entering this plea of guilty to count 4, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, Mr. Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about March the 20th of 2022, while on patrol in the area of Boulder Crest Road and Anvil Block Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30296, Clayton County, Officer Eric Kilgore observed the defendant's vehicle stopped on the side of Boulder Crest Road at Anvil Block Road, asleep behind the wheel of his vehicle. The defendant's vehicle had left the roadway and come to a stop on the opposite shoulder of Boulder Crest Road and had come to a stop against a road sign. After walking upon the defendant, Officer Kilgore noticed a strong odor of alcohol coming from the defendant and noticed that he had bloodshot running eyes. The defendant said that he had drank 1 margarita around 1 hour. At that time, Officer Kilgore did conduct standardized field sobriety testing and observed the following clues: HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, and 1 leg stand 3 out of 4. Your Honor, those are the facts of the case. The state's recommendation, again, the first count, DUI, alcohol less safe, non-pros, improper lane change, non-pros, and a fine of $600 for the reckless driving.
All right, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, just like this court to accept that this plea on today. My client is remorseful. He's accepted responsibilities, he's been accountable for his actions, and he's learned, and he would like to get this behind him so he can continue forward with his life.
So, and my understanding is only the $600 fine, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, so does he need, I usually give people who are not at the courthouse 30 days to pay. Does he need more than 30 days to pay the fine? It'll be more than $600. It'll be more like $800 or $900 because of the surcharges.
I believe 30 days should be good for him. Is that accurate, Mr. Daniel?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Daniel, the last thing I'm gonna need is your email address, because we're gonna email you your sentencing sheet. And once you get your sentencing sheet, it'll have the exact date on which the payment needs to be made. Please make sure that you make your payment on or before that date. Otherwise, an arrest warrant could issue for violation of the suspended sentence, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so do you know how to use the chat function?
I can figure it out.
Okay, so do you see chat on your screen?
Chat.
Yeah, it should, it'll either be at the bottom of your screen and it'll look like a little cartoon
Yes, ma'am.
bubble.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so click on that. When you see the name in blue, which should be everyone, but click on the name in blue and it should pull down a menu and you're looking for Amanda Wright, R-Y-T-E. Her name should be at the top of the list. Once you see that, click on Amanda Wright.
Okay.
All right, type in your first and last name and your full email address. Make sure you check it to make sure all of the numbers and letters are in the right place, and then send that to Ms. Wright.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now, once you've done that, you'll receive your document. If you don't receive it by tomorrow, check your spam folder. It will tell you when your amount has to be paid, and you can come into the second floor of Clayton County Justice Center at 9151 Tierra Boulevard to pay, or you can pay online or by phone. There'll be instructions in the email about that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you have any
Ms. Wright,
questions?
Ms. Wright, can you put your email in the chat just in case anything goes wrong? So I have it so I can make sure Mr. Daniel is doing the
Well,
right.
if that's the case, because Ms. Wright is not always here for me, so just contact the clerk's office, the state court clerk, and
Thank
they'll
you.
get in contact with me if anything needs to be amended.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Daniel, you good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Daniel, I recognize that this was a couple of years ago. You were younger and less mature. So I am sure that you understand that roads can be dangerous places. And so we have to guard ourselves so that we don't cause somebody to be harmed by our actions. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because everybody's not Mario Andretti. You know, y'all don't even know Mario Andretti. Everybody's not Lewis Hamilton anymore. You know, just, I mean, it takes a lot of skill and ability to drive and to drive safely and correctly. And I think everybody who gets behind the wheel of a car, once they figure out they got a license, everybody thinks they can drive like NASCAR, but there's more to it than that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. You're free to go at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ASG.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right,
Thank
take
you,
care.
Mr. Matthews. All right, Ms. Barino needs to speak with Ms. Barino needs to speak with Ms. Ponder. Ms. Sanchez Escalera needs to speak with Mr. Taylor or Mr. Lynch, but I know we have a plea on Milton. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry, we have a plea.
And Ms. Hagler has Ms. Barino's
Vasquez.
file. So I can do the plea for Mr. Vasquez with counsel, and then Ms. Hagler can be placed in
Oh,
the
okay.
breakout room.
So Ms. Barino, I'll put you in a breakout room with Ms. Hagler. The courtroom, have you all figured out who's going to talk to Ms. Sanchez Escalera?
Yes, Your Honor, that will be.
All right. So I'll put the courtroom and Ms. Tolles and Ms. Sanchez Escalera in room 3. So courtroom, Ms. Tolles, and Ms. Sanchez Escalera. 3 and Ms. Tolles. All right, and then I will put Ms. Hagler, and Ms. Barino.
And 2, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, and now we'll take the plea for Mr. Vasquez.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, may I see you, Mr. Vasquez? There you are.
Yeah, this is me.
There he is.
All right, raise your right hand for me, sir.
Right hand, you said?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're over 21, right?
I am not.
All right, well, I'm sure your attorney has accounted for that. Ms. Shirley White Edwards, thank you. Mr. Vasquez, you're before the court on case 2022 CR 05789. You're represented by attorney Shirley White Edwards. You're before the court on count 1, no license, and count 2, following too closely. And Ms. Edwards, what have you all agreed to as a plea in this case for your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We have agreed on a negotiated plea of nolo for Mr. Vasquez, as well as a $100 fine for the following too closely and $500 fine for the no license. His dad has indicated to me that he paid a significant amount in 2022 to release
He
it.
did, yeah. He has and the bond is in his name, so he has a cash bond, and I'll give you time for him to retrieve the bond to pay the fines and fees.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Vasquez, by entering a plea of nolo to counts 1 and 2, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On September the 27th, 2022, officers responded to 6457 Terror Boulevard, also at Old Dixie Road, located here in Clayton County, Georgia, in reference to a motor vehicle accident. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with 2 individuals, one being the defendant before you and also the victim, Jessica Jean-Pierre. Officers learned in the course of their investigation that the defendant did rear-end the victim. Officers did ask for his driver's license, in which they learned through their investigation that he did not have a valid driver's license. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation for count 1 is a $100 fine. For count 2, per statute, this state's recommendation is a $500 fine, first and 5. Your Honor, the state has complied with the Victim's Bill of Rights, and Ms. Jean-Pierre is not requesting restitution.
All right. So I think it's on my calendar, it's no license is the first one, and following too close is the second. So,
yes, and I apologize. The first
no problem.
count will be 500, and the second count for the falling too close will be 100.
All right. So, Mr. Vasquez, count 1, I'll accept your plea of nolo. I'll sentence you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. It'll be $737.50 with the surcharges. Count 2 is a $100 fine, but with the surcharges, it'll be $151.50.
Okay.
That's a lot of money. Now, Mr. Vasquez, as
Yes,
one
ma'am.
of my young drivers, let me impress upon you, sir, that driving is a huge responsibility. At any given time, you could change the course of someone's life, including your own or the life of your family, okay? So you need to be careful. I know the judge was young once too, and behind the wheel of a car, there is a you know, you feel free, you're moving, you think you can do it all. But what I want you to understand is driving is a skilled ability, and it takes a lot of skill to avoid accidents. You got to pay attention. Can't, you know, if your music is distracting, you need to turn it down. Young people, I want you to be here next year and the year after that and the year after that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right. So I need you to be careful. Okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So I'm going to give you 60 days to pay because I want you to be able to initiate the process of getting your bond from the sheriff's office. Now, I don't think it takes that long, but I don't know the process, so I give people time. When you go over to the sheriff's office, the paperwork's already in the system. Just tell them that you were there for a refund of the bond. Then you need to bring that refund over to the Clayton County Justice Center. So the Justice Center is in the front, the sheriff's office is in the back. Come back to the front of the building on the second floor. You can pay on the second floor at the traffic court window, okay?
Okay.
All right, make sure you pay it before that 60th day or an arrest warrant could issue, and we don't want that. And you can't just immediately transfer from the refund to the payment. You got to actually physically bring in the money, okay?
Okay.
All right, did you have any questions, Mr. Vasquez?
No, ma'am.
All right, make sure you explain all that to your dad. It's not automatic. You got to request it and then you got to take it and pay.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you
Miss.
so much, Your Honor.
No problem. Thank you. Is this your first time before me, Miss Edwards?
I believe so, Judge. I haven't been in
Okay.
Clayton for a minute, but I see there are many changes.
Ah, yes, ma'am. Pleasure to meet you. Look forward to
Thank you
seeing
so much, Judge. Enjoy your day.
All
Hope to
right.
see you soon again.
Okay.
Okay.
So Miss Marino is in a breakout room with the courtroom. Miss with Miss Hagler, Miss Sanchez Escalera is in a breakout room with the courtroom. Miss Hagler, you have an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is gonna null pros Miss Marino's case.
All right, so Miss Marino, that means they're not going to prosecute your case. You've gotten everything up to date. Just make sure always to keep your documents up to date. If you get any notices from driver services, attend to those immediately, okay?
Ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hagler. Be safe.
You're welcome.
And also, Your Honor, our office is in the process of preparing a bench warrant recall for Mr. Jonathan Vasquez and also Miss Barino. She has
Okay.
a bench warrant as well.
All right, I'll sign them as soon as I get them. I did see that Miss Arnold sent me something, but I was logging on, so I didn't want to get onto that right away. But I'll go ahead and sign as I'm waiting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just waiting for this last case before we move on to the jail calendar, and then we'll go through the jail calendar. Thank you.
And also, I just wanted to update the court briefly regarding one of Mr. Anthony's cases.
Who's Mr. Anthony?
He's on the jail calendar, Your Honor. Mr. Blake Anthony, he's on the jail
Oh,
calendar.
okay. What's going on with
Case
Mr. Anthony?
2023 CR 02724. The state is moving to transfer that as a felony based on the warrant. We did have a conversation with counsel, but I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention and to be on the lookout for that transfer this morning.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just one of the cases, he has multiples?
Yes, just one, the terroristic threats and the simple assault.
Okay.
The criminal trespass, state court still has jurisdiction.
You on our documents as well, or you no? I mean, I would say, I mean, at this point, I just hope they come through and,
Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have an announcement from Ms. Sanchez.
Gracias, su señoría. Tenemos un anuncio con respecto a la señora Sánchez.
For Ms. Sanchez, we are entering a not guilty plea today.
En cuanto a la señora Sánchez, estamos manifestando una declaración de no culpabilidad para el día de hoy.
All right. So, Ms. Sanchez, let me just remind you that you have bond conditions.
Muy bien, entonces, señora Sánchez, le voy a recordar que usted tiene condiciones de su fianza.
Your bond conditions prohibit you from having contact with a particular person or persons.
Las condiciones de fianza le prohíbe tener contacto con una persona en particular o con ciertas personas en particular.
If you were to violate those bond conditions, you could be arrested and spend the remainder of time until your case is resolved in jail.
Si usted violara las condiciones de fianza, a usted la podrían arrestar y pasar el resto del tiempo que le queda hasta que se resuelve este caso detenida.
You could also be charged with additional misdemeanors or felonies.
También se le podría formular cargos menores o graves adicionales.
Okay. So if you do not have a copy of your bond conditions,
Entonces, si no tiene una copia de las condiciones de su fianza,
you can get a copy on the first floor of the Tara Boulevard Justice Justice Center.
podría conseguir una copia en el primer piso del tribunal en la Tara Boulevard.
Any questions?
¿Alguna pregunta, señora?
No.
No.
All right, you're free to go at this time.
Muy bien, se puede retirar en este momento. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez.
Gracias, señora Sánchez.
All right, so we'll start the jail calendar now.
Your Honor, let me give Mr. Lynch.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You get Mr. Lynch.
I still can't hear you. Or I hear you, I can't understand what you're saying.
He went to go get Mr. Lynch, Your Honor.
Yes,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
He'll be out in just a moment. I think he is meeting with Mr. App,
Okay.
the first person on the calendar, and Mr. Blake as well.
Okay. There's an announcement for Blake, I believe. Let's go ahead and get into the calendar so I can go ahead and give you guys a heads up.
Judge, for Mr. Blake, we will be entering a negotiated plea as a criminal trespass. I think the state had some sort of a motion on the other counts.
Yeah, on the terroristic and simple assault, they're transferring it to Superior Court. But you have a negotiated plea on, I guess, the second one, Blake, criminal trespass.
Yeah. Yes, Judge.
Mr. John Abgitamike.
Judge, I have spoken to him today. I would ask if we just hold that announcement. I may ask for a continuance just to speak to him some more to determine whether or not we need to request some additional assistance and evaluation of Mr. Abgitamike, but I need to speak to him a little bit more before I can kind of make that final. I would, maybe if we could go ahead and continue it to the next jail calendar, if the state did not object, because the recommendation is 90 days, so he would be here longer than that period anyway.
Okay. All right, so I'm fine with that. Just send me the paperwork. Oh, I'm sorry, you said transfer next week, right? I'm sorry, I was reading something else. So transfer next week is fine. If Ms. Val, if we have room available, if not, the week after.
And as a basis so that you can determine if you need to file any type of mental paperwork, Mr. Lynch, what is the basis for the request?
so that myself and possibly another set of eyes can speak to him and make a determination of whether he's in a position to enter a plea at this time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sounds good. So Agita Mike is going to be continued to the next calendar.
Is that next
Anthony-
week, you said, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's
Next
good
week?
if we can
Okay.
get them on next week, and then that way we'll be able to figure out more clearly how much longer this is going to go into. So on Anthony, on the first case, that's going to be transferred to Superior Court. On the second case, there's a plea. Atkins, Bobby Lee Atkins.
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Felipe Rodriguez, does he speak Spanish or English primarily? Does he need an interpreter? Okay, I can't hear the courtroom because y'all are muted, but I'm just trying to figure out if I need to continue to receive Ms. Toll's attention, or if she can go and help another person or judge. So I'm trying to find out if Felipe Rodriguez needs an interpreter. I'm not listening. All right.
I do not believe we have any more Spanish speakers on the jail calendar. If everyone
Okay, I just asking because there's a Felipe Rodriguez.
yes, and that's who I just verified. We have already determined he's an English speaker.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Tolles, I think he was the only one who may have had a Latin name. So you're free to go at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. All right, so back to Atkins.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Atkins previously. The state's looking for to serve 90 days. If that's the state's still the recommendation, there will be a not guilty today. Mr. Atkins currently has a $10,000 bond.
Okay, does he have additional charges?
Not that I'm aware of. I believe that's the only thing that's holding him. We would
okay.
just ask that he be considered for a lower bond than 10,000 because it's charged with misdemeanor fleeing.
Your Honor, I will
Well,
ask for counsel to file a motion for bond consideration or a motion to modify bond. It will give the state an opportunity to review either his criminal history or the charges. And so as indicated, it will give the state an opportunity. I think counsel is aware that it would be appropriate for him to file a motion for bond consideration. If he is trying to argue that a bond or he's arguing for a lower bond, the state's position is that it's more appropriate for him to file a motion and allow us to respond.
I understand the state's position. The state would like for the client to sit in jail for another 2 weeks before we have a motions calendar. And the state does have the GCIC, the criminal history in front of them, or should have it in the file, and can look at that and review it during today's calendar.
Okay, so that's a pretty high bond for one misdemeanor. Does he have, is there a criminal history I should be concerned about? Fleeing from the police, to me, suggests that there's a warrant or something, that he's being held on something else. Otherwise, what is the reason to flee? Although I do know that in this day and age, people run when they see the police not because they have any particular issue, but because they just don't want an encounter with the police. So,
And I understand that the court is requesting this information, Your Honor, but I believe it would be appropriate and fair to the state for us, one, if we would have been placed on some form of notice that counsel is attempting to argue a motion to modify his bond or motion for bond consideration in some amount. I'm not saying that, oh, let's have him wait for 2 weeks. What I'm asking is that we have an opportunity to review and to respond, not argue or to let's put the state on notice right now and let's figure out what argument we have. We don't have an opportunity to just review anything or to see why exactly it is 10,000 versus something lower.
I don't believe she's addressed the.
I'm trying to assess whether there's something else holding this gentleman. If the bond was set that high, I'm looking for a reason. Having been a magistrate before, a $10,000 bond on a misdemeanor, one misdemeanor, seems to me to be something that is excessive or out of bounds of what I have seen, either what I experienced as a magistrate or what I have seen since I became a state court judge. That's all. So generally, if there is an issue, it is usually they are wanted either here or in another jurisdiction, and it is usually on a superior court issue, or there is something related to the fleeing from police. That's all I'm trying to consider, because if I'm moving this person to another calendar just for the purpose of bond, I'm taking up a space on a calendar that we could probably give to somebody else. And if the information is available now, then I'm willing to look at it now to see if there's a reason why the bond is so high, or why he's only on fleeing from the police.
Your Honor, is it possible if the state could provide this information, have an opportunity to review it and provide a court with an update once the call of the calendar is finished or complete?
That
Thank
is
you, Your
fine.
Honor.
All right, Brooks.
Thank you, Your Honor. I need a conference with Mr. Brooks. I need clarification from the state on a matter. It appears that he has 2 cases in front of the court.
I do see 2 cases.
The recommendation that I received said 1 case is consecutive to the next. So I'm trying to determine whether they're seeking 180 days in jail for Mr. Brooks or 90 days in jail. That'll be significant to how we proceed today.
1 second for Brooks. Okay. So it's just gonna be, it is consecutive that I'm requesting. So yeah.
So is it 90 or 180 days?
I'm sorry, it's 180, Your Honor, because I am requesting consecutive to the other case, because he has 2 open cases.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to have a conference with Mr. Brooks. And
okay, that's fine.
Your Honor, Mr. Lynch has Mr. Bullock next. I'll see if Mr. Lynch can come out and present Mr. Bullock.
All right.
I'm sorry, Judge. If you're holding on the announcement for Bullock, that's a negotiated plea.
Okay. All right, so the next is Clay. So we have a bunch of petitions. So Clay is next. Do you have an announcement for Clay?
I think Mr. Taylor may have that.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Clay. It appears that this was a guilty plea on a 2019 traffic ticket. I see that there was an arrest order, but I don't know the significance of that arrest
No,
order.
I think Mr. Clay didn't pay his SSD, and that's why he's in. That's fine. We'll do a modification. Who's
Yes,
next?
he has been in custody for 16 months on an unrelated charge, so he is not in a position to pay that fine going forward.
Okay. So we can modify Clay with credit first time served for the SSD. He's on other charges, so this won't, I don't know that this will affect that, but at least it'll close my case out.
And Your Honor, I have an update on the Atkins case when the court is ready, or when
Yes.
counsel is ready. Okay, Your Honor. So I did have an opportunity to review Mr. Atkins' case. I know that the court was inquiring by the $10,000 bond. Is that the correct case, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I do see that Mr. Atkins has an open fleeing case aside from this particular case. And he also has a couple failure to appear. So it's my understanding that he has two fleeing and eluding by an officer, 2 cases here in Clayton County, and 1 is on the calendar.
Okay, is the other one pending, or is it coming, or has it been resolved?
Based on this criminal history was pulled on February the 5th, and I still see that it's open. So this incident was November the 16th, 2024. He then picked up another fleeing January the 2nd, 2025.
Okay, all right, then that makes sense.
And so
So
that's
then, Mr. Taylor, that would be a bond. See, this is why I ask these questions, because it doesn't require me to do a bond hearing. That will be a bond appropriate to the situation based on what a magistrate would consider. They have the GCIC, magistrates get to look at it and see if there's a reason to deny a bond or to increase a bond based on the situation that exists. And so at this time, Mr. Atkins has a $10,000 bond. It's up to him whether he makes it.
My question to Ms. Ponder and to the court is, if he has 2 separate fleeing cases, is the $10,000 bond on the new unaccused from January 2nd, or is it from the November case?
Just give me 1 second and I can look into that.
From my information, I was able to see on court or inmate search, there was just the 1 case listed, the one thing holding him, and that was the case, I believe, in front of us for $10,000, but I'm not 100% on that.
So, and he also has an open DUI case coming through the pipeline January the 21st, 2025.
So he is bonded out on the previous cases? I didn't see the.
So Bobby Atkins, it doesn't appear that he's in custody unless I'm looking at a different person.
No, it says active inmate, so he's here on one of those cases.
So give me 1 second, because he has 2 separate screens. So the one that's on the calendar, I don't have him as an active inmate when I look under CPU 8.
Okay. At this point, I'm not inclined to change Mr. Brooks' bond based on the Ayala factors, the fact that, he's likely to commit another offense. Yeah, Mr. Brooks his bond is just fine with me. But
that's Mr. Atkins, Your Honor. And
Mr. Atkins, his bond is just fine with me. So whatever it is, let's see if we're gonna deal with the actual underlying case, because it sounds like he's gonna be here for a while anyway. He has some other stuff pending.
Not guilty.
All right. So Atkins not guilty. He can go back. Brooks, you said that you have a plea for that, but you have to talk to Mr. Brooks regarding how those dates are going to run. We have a plea for Bullock. Clay is an SSD. I think we have a run of revocation. So let's see. Cowley, who has Cowley?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Cowley is out to bond at least as of February 14th.
Okay, yeah, I don't have him as an active inmate, so OTB for Cowley. Drake is a
That's a
petition.
probation revocation.
Have you had an opportunity to speak to Drake?
I believe Mr. Lynch is speaking with the probation.
Okay. Holloway is a petition. Jackson is a petition on 2 cases. Jacobs. Has anyone spoken with Jacobs?
Jacobs. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jacobs intends to enter a no-low plea to the 2 charges.
All
It's going to
right.
be non-negotiated. I'm not accepting no law in the public indecency. It's going to be non-negotiated.
Non-negotiated.
Okay. Kendrick is a revocation. Milam, revocation. Nope, Milam looks like an SSD. Yep. So Milam is an SSD. Let's go ahead and get a modification prepped for Milam. Morris is a revocation. And Prescott has 2 cases.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe he's no longer in custody. He was
Right.
continued from a calendar 2 weeks ago, so the second case could be presented, but he has since bonded out.
All righty. Rodriguez.
I've spoken to Mr. Rodriguez. I do want to confirm that he
I'm
is
sorry.
entering a plea today of what his plea is, but I have spoken with him. He is aware of the recommendation. I just want to confirm what he wants to do.
Okay. And Samuel.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to enter a no-low plea for Mr. Samuel. That's non-negotiated.
Is this at the airport?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I have to double check the police report. I can tell the court after speaking with him that he does not have a job currently, and he has very little transportation. It's solely by bus, no car, no family members. But we have to no look on that as well.
All right, so I'm ready whenever y'all are. We got Atkins is a not guilty. Cowley is OTB. Prescott is OTB. So the rest of them are either SSDs, Clay and Milam. I can handle those right now. Miss Powell, you have those modifications?
And
Yes, Judge, about to send them over to you now.
All right, thank you.
for time served to suspend the fine and close the case.
I'm sorry, what now?
On Mr. Milam, is that credit
Yeah.
for time served closed case? On
Yeah.
the fine? Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so if you could bring out Clay or Milam, we can go ahead and do those SSDs now.
Judge, just to confirm for the release date for Clay, I have not applicable since he will remain in custody, and the release date for the other defendant is today.
Well, just instead of just putting a release date, put this case is closed in stanter.
Okay.
Or this state court's case is closed in stanter. That way it'll separate from whatever else he has going on. So we don't even put a release date, just put that this case shall be closed in stanter and he shall be released on this case.
And that'll be for both defendants?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mr. Clay, or is this Mr. Milam?
Milo.
This is Mr. Milam. Mr. Milam, you're before the, I'm sorry? This is Mr. Milam. Mr. Marlon Stefan Milam?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Milam, you were before the court back in May of 2022, and you entered a NOLO plea to follow too close with an accident. You were given a fine and fees to pay. You didn't pay them. I gave you time to pay and you didn't pay them. And so an arrest warrant issued. That's what you're here for failing to pay a fine. So the court is going to modify your case at this time to give you credit for time served. And then we're going to close this case out, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you have a fine or fee from a court, you got to pay attention to that because you got to pay it.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody walks away and forgets. All right? You can go back with the sheriff's office.
That you serve, it's going to suspend that fine. They'll process you out today. Everything's closed out. When you went to the sheriff's office and got a bond, they don't give that money over. I don't know the details of what happened back then, but apparently they're saying that you didn't pay a fine. There was still outstanding ones on this. I don't know. But that's one they took into custody now. The judge has made it official that this is totally closed with no more fines remaining. And they'll let you know.
Your Honor, I'm not sure where we are, but I just wanted to let the court know, I believe I'm ready on all the probation revocations that we have.
Okay, I'm just going to clear this last SSD, Mr. Clay, and then we'll go on to the revocations. That works.
Thank you, Judge. Who's this? Clay.
Yeah, this is the last SSD, Mr.
Thank you. Sorry.
Clay. No problem. Mr. Clay.
Yes, ma'am.
So back a while ago, Mr. Clay, you were given a suspended sentence, you meaning that you came before this court, you were supposed to pay a fine. I gave you time to pay it. This was back in May of 2021 and for speeding, and you did not pay those fines and fees. And so an arrest warrant issued and you have been picked up on that arrest warrant. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the court is going to give you a modification of credit for time served for the fine that wasn't paid. But please remember that if you have a fine and fees to pay for a court, do not let that go by without you paying it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because looking at this, you were probably arrested for less than $150.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can go back to the sheriff's office. Thank you.
You too.
All right. So for revocations, I have Drake, Holloway, Jackson, Kendrick, Morris. Let me know which one first.
I'm ready on Kendrick. I'm ready on Drake. I'm ready on Morris. I'm ready on Jackson. I think I heard one additional name that I was not,
Holloway?
Holloway. I have not spoken to Mr. Holloway. I'm not sure maybe if Mr. Taylor has.
Okay, so let's bring out Drake.
Can we get Drake? I think he's still in the booth.
Excuse me, Judge. I think Holloway is just a closed case.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm so busy looking for the revocations, I may have missed that. Let's see, Drake Holloway. It is a closed case. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. I must have signed that no process a while ago. All right, is this Mr. Drake?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Drake. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So 1 second, let me find your revocation. Mr. DeMarco Drake. Mr. Carmichael, Mr. Austin, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Whoever. Okay. So Mr. Drake, you're before the court on a petition for adjudication of guilt and imposition of a sentence in a first offender case. You were before this court for theft by taking on the 16th day of September 2024. You had 12 months on probation. You have 5 months and 27 days remaining. It says that you violated the law by having a new criminal offense of theft by shoplifting on February 8th of 2025, that you failed to complete a theft prevention course and you failed to pay your currently $400 in arrears. You're represented by Attorney Owen Lynch. Mr. Lynch, what does Mr. Drake have to say regarding the revocation of probation?
Judge, he does stipulate that he was arrested for a new offense. He's not admitting to the underlying offense. But I did explain to him his right to a hearing here. As far as the theft prevention course.
No, I signed up for it.
So, yeah, that's right. So he did explain to me that he signed up for the course, but he had not completed it at this point. Your Honor, he did take the charge that we're here about under the First Offender Act, which tells me he did not have an extensive criminal history, or at least not a felony history. He is 31 years old. He does work as a machine. He has a good job as a machine operator. He has a son who, 6-year-old, correct?
Yes, sir.
He's hoping to be able to get back to his job, which is kind of on hold right now. He wants to ask the court to give him a chance to complete his probation. And so that's what we're asking the court to consider in this case. I'm not sure if Mr. Austin has a recommendation.
What's the recommendation, Mr. Austin?
The recommendation from his probation officer is 30 days to serve and revoke his first offender discharge.
Mr. Drake, the problem is I did give you an opportunity to complete probation. When I put you on probation, I said the quickest way to get rearrested is to not attend your probation reports. If you're having difficulty with anything, please take note of, please make sure you ask your probation officers, ask any questions that might be pertinent to your situation, and then go out and get arrested for the same charge. Let me ask this. Does anybody know what the underlying, where was the location of the underlying theft by shoplifting? Do we not have can we look at his sentencing sheet? Because I would have banned him from going back to wherever that was.
Your Honor, on his Senate sheet, it does not stipulate the location. It just says no contact with Nina Abras, ABGAS, and the victim's family. So it may have been at someone's home.
Judge,
Okay.
not to get into any information, but I think I can speak for my place that the thefts and shoplifting did not occur at the same location or have the same victims.
Okay. Mr. Drake, let me tell you something, sir. You're 31 years old and you have a son, and everybody comes with and everybody comes to me like they're actually taking care of their child. So with the assumption that you actually taking care of this child and the mother is not actually doing all the work. But let me explain something to you, sir. Several things. One, you can't parent from an orange jumpsuit behind a jail cell.
Correct.
Two, it doesn't make any sense for you to be back in here in a probation on the exact same arrest for the exact same charge that I told you not to do the last time. And when Mr. Lynch has represented that you want to go ahead and complete your probation, you just want a chance to complete probation. That's what I did when I gave you probation in the first place, because I could have made you serve straight jail time. So this to me doesn't make any sense at all. And you used a first offender and didn't successfully complete. If you don't successfully complete on a first offender, you have wasted a first offender and it's guilty. That's a waste. What are you thinking, sir? At 31, at some point, you got to grow up.
Yes,
You have got to start thinking clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
It makes no sense. I'm going to follow the recommendation of probation because I know them, and if they wanted you back, they would have made a different recommendation. So I'm going to revoke 30 days and adjudicate you guilty and for your probation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Learn this lesson, sir. There's no get over in America. This whole culture of I'm just gonna get over, or I can get a little bit for nothing. That's not true. Everything you get that is worth something, you have to work for. Sacrifices are made. And so when the shoplifting thing, yeah, that's not something you want to do. Okay. So I will see you when you come back before me for the shoplifting, and then we'll have a conversation about that then. All right.
Yes, ma'am. And when is that court date?
Huh?
I said, okay, so I'm trying to understand. So what is my sentencing today?
You're being sentenced to 30 days to serve for the violation of probation. They're
Okay.
adjudicating you guilty, so you will have that on your criminal record for the initial charge of theft by taking. The other charge is still pending. I'll talk to you about your court date. If you still have a preliminary hearing, you may have that. If not, your next court date will be state court for your arraignment if you're not out on it. Okay.
Okay. So I do my 30 days and get released.
Yeah, there's nothing else that's holding you in here.
No, that's the only thing.
All right. You're good to go.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, just so you know, I did send the SSDs over.
Yeah, I'll sign them as soon as I get them. I just looked and they weren't up yet, but they probably just came in.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I have no idea.
All right, I sent it, Mr. Austin. All right, so next, who do we have next?
If it pleases the court, we can do Mr. Kendrick.
Yeah, that's fine.
You pull out Mr. Kendrick. Stand right next to me.
All right, Mr. Kendrick, right hand for me. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hold on 1 second. So, Mr. Kendrick, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Mario Antoine Kendrick, 2024 CR 03147 for revocation of probation. You were before this court for battery, family violence on the 23rd day of April 2024. You were sentenced to 12 months probation. You have 2 months and 3 days remaining. The probation department asserts that you have violated the law by being arrested on February 10th, 2025 for the new offense of terroristic threats and acts, possession of marijuana 1 ounce or less, possession of a weapon during a crime in the jurisdiction of Forest Park, Clayton County, Georgia, in that you have failed to provide proof of completing your anger management counseling. You failed to provide proof of completing 40 hours of community service, and you're $750 in arrears. Mr. Lynch, how old are you, Mr. Kendrick?
You can answer. I'm 27.
Okay.
I'll be 27 in March, bro. I'm currently 26.
Go ahead, sir. Mr. Lynch.
So, Judge, Mr. Kendrick does stipulate, he doesn't stipulate to the underlying offense, but that he was arrested for an offense. As far as failure to comply with counseling, my understanding is he did actually complete the course, but has yet to submit the proof. Is that accurate?
Yes, it's in my email, but in order for anybody to get inside my email, they're going to have to go through a 2-step verification.
That's enough. And then failure to complete community service, he had 22 of 40 hours, and I think he was making arrangements to complete the remaining hours. And I've cautioned my client and asked him not to speak on the new offense, but
That's probably best.
he does strongly contest specifically the terroristic threat allegation, and he is entitled to a trial on that, Judge. So
all right.
I would like Your Honor just to take into consideration that he has had some success on probation, and has somewhat complied with what the court has ordered, at least as far as completing the anger management and getting a healthy portion of the community service done prior to his sentence expiring.
Okay, Mr. Carmichael.
Your Honor, probation recommends revoke balance closed case.
All right, so probation is recommending that 2 months and 3 days be revoked and the case be closed.
And yes, Your Honor, but I would also like to give him credit for the time of date of lockup.
Okay, no problem. All right, Mr. Lynch, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
For some reason I'm having a problem with every pen I have. Hold on. All right, so Mr. Kendrick, you're 27 years old. It's time to grow up, babe. You keep staying in a red jumpsuit. That is not productive. Coming back and forth before me, that is not productive. Being placed on probation and told that if you successfully complete, then we don't have to deal with this anymore. But you come back, that is not productive. So, sir, at some point, you're going to have to make up your mind that this is not where you want to be.
Yes, ma'am.
So a man thinketh, so he does. And so if you think differently, then you will act differently. If you speak differently, then you will act differently. If you start planning what you want your life to look like and you follow the plan, even if you don't end up specifically where you're supposed to be, you should end up somewhere along the continuum of the plan. You might end up even better. I was supposed to be a diplomat. And that was my plan, but I ended up here as a judge, and generally think that I probably ended up just a little bit better because I like this a lot. So what I say to you is, if you don't have a plan, things just happen to you. People always say, well, I caught a case. That's because you didn't plan to be somewhere else doing something productive. So at 27 years old, sir, you have got to decide that you are no longer in love with being in a red jumpsuit or being in a jail or just being locked up or having somebody have to post a bond for you. At some point, you got to give up that lifestyle and decide that you want to do something productive. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because coming back before me repeatedly is not what you want to do. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just make some different decisions on these 2 months and 3 days that you have that I'm going to revoke. Start thinking about what you want your life to look like. Start thinking about those things that you can do to change the way your life looks. Start thinking about the people who depend on you and the people you depend on and what you owe them. Okay? Start thinking about the fact that you're just wasting your life. 27 will soon turn into 40. And what will you have accomplished?
Nothing if I keep coming to jail, ma'am.
All right. All right, so I'm going to give you credit since the date of lockup. You can go back with the sheriff's office.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
We could do Jackson next. I'll ride Jackson. Jackson, he's in the booth. Maybe I can ask for clarification on this from the probation officer. Are y'all asking for his first offender status to be revoked? Because I understand the recommendation is return to probation with credit for time served and an additional condition of reporting, but I wasn't sure.
For Mr. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
it is to credit for time served, return back to probation, drug screen every report going forward, and attend AA&A meetings.
Okay, that answers my question, I think.
All right, Mr. Jackson, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can put your hand down, sir. All right, so Mr. Jackson, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Allred Jamara Jackson, 2024 CR 03196. You also have a revocation for case 2021 CR 06126. On the first case, you were before the court on, this is a case ending, this is the 2024 case ending in 03196 for driving under the influence, drugs, improper lane change, impeding traffic, use or possession of a drug-related object on the 18th day of September 2024. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 6 months and 29 days remaining. Your sentence was not told. It says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You tested positive on January 29th. 2025 in the probation office for positive for alcohol, the metabolites of alcohol. You failed to comply with counseling. You failed to complete your document your ASAM level 1 counseling that you were ordered to do. You failed to attend AA or NA meetings at least once per week. You failed to document proof of completing a DUI, alcohol, or drug risk reduction program, and you're $1,440 in arrears. On the other case, 2021 CR 06126. You were before this court for simple battery family violence on the 18th day of September. You have 6 months and 29 days remaining on that case. And it says you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You tested positive for the metabolites of alcohol on January 29th of 2025. You failed to enroll in and participate in family violence intervention counseling, and you failed to document 40 hours of community service. All right, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, I think that Mr. Jackson has completed a significant amount of the conditions on his probation. As far as the testing positive for alcohol, he does admit that he did have a drink. He explained to me there was some significant family issues going on, an issue with his father when he did have a drink on that one occasion. So he does admit to that. As far as the DUI conditions, my understanding is that he did do the substance abuse evaluation, which they ordered him to do the ASIM level 1 substance abuse treatment, which he has not completed yet. However, he has been going to AA meetings, correct? And then he's had some financial issues with his bank account. There was some potential fraudulent activity, so he has been having an issue with money, but he is trying to get these conditions done. He does want to accept the probation's recommendation, which I believe would be to return to probation with the same conditions, with the additional condition of testing on every report. As far as the violence intervention program, can I have one moment to ask him about one of these conditions?
Sure.
So yeah, he hasn't started the family violence intervention program, Judge, but he does understand that he needs to get moving on that.
What you been doing, sir?
Ma'am,
6 months. What you been doing?
working and trying to get someone hacked my bank account, my Wells Fargo bank account. So what happened was they froze my bank account, which I have paperwork right here, and I gave a copy of it to.
Where you working?
I work for a moving company, All My Sons. It's called, one was All My Sons, but now I'm working for Move Something Movers, which is based out of Riverdale, Georgia. And I currently work on 18-wheelers at a shop in Forest Park.
So what's going on, Mr. Jackson? What's going on? Why we can't get stuff done?
Well, transportation was the problem, but I got that squared away. But now it was just the funds, just paying for the classes to go ahead and get started. That's why I explained to the lady at the place that was going to give me the classes, and she told me that I do them once a week, and I think they're virtual, and it's like one day out the week that they had picked for me to do them. And I told her as soon as I get the money, I was going to go ahead and pay it so I can go ahead and start them and get it on out the way.
Mr. Jackson, let's talk about the alcohol.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, it was my father was going through something, and I was stressing about trying to get this paid. And
I got you, but listen to me, Mr. Jackson.
Yes,
So, Mr. Jackson, you got to acknowledge the fact that you have a drinking problem. When you acknowledge that, then you understand that your go-to in times of stress is to drink, and that's something you got to deal with.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if your go-to in times of stress is something that you know is going to put you in jail, but you're not thinking, okay, do I want to go to jail, or can I find some other way to deal with this stress? And you just say, well, forget it, because they might not know, but I got to take this drink because I'm stressing. if you're willing to risk going to jail and putting everything on the line, your job, your livelihood, anything else that you got going on, your living situation, you're willing to risk all of that by taking a drink and not complying with my orders, then that to me means you have a significant problem with alcohol. People always want to say, oh, well, no, I'm not really an alcoholic. You know, I just have to take a drink when I'm stressed. But if taking a drink when you know that the consequences could be that I could revoke the remainder of your probation, that's 6 months in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't control the drink, then that means you need to spend more time in AA. Have you been going to the meetings?
Yes, ma'am. They're actually right across the street from my house on Highway 85.
Well, won't he do it? Good. So go to the meetings. I mean, to me, that's the easiest thing that you can do. And here's why. Because it's low to no cost, it's available, and you're able to get it done without having to, you know, have somebody fussing at you. It's more people talking to you about what they're going through. So you realize you're not the only one.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
supporting you and getting support from your peers. And so focus on that for me. You have children?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I do.
How-
My daughter is 12, and I got a two. Supposedly, I'm not gonna claim this baby yet because I haven't had the blood test, but supposedly a 2-month-old.
Okay, so let's talk about that, Mr. Jackson. First of all, let's not just go around producing babies, okay? You can have sex without having a baby. They have condoms, they have all kinds of birth control, but unless you want to have a baby every time you have sex, then you need to be as responsible for that as the other person. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we're bringing too many babies into this world without an accountability for how we're going to raise them. Number one, your 12-year-old needs a present father. She's in middle school. She is developing. And the kind of man she's going to look for is based on the kind of man she sees you being. Do you want, when she grows up, do you want her to be involved with the man you are now?
No, ma'am.
Then you got to change to be the man that she should look up to. And with these other babies, get that figured out and then be a present father in their life. Stop, don't just go out here and somebody says, well, you know, I can't have babies or I'm on birth control. You got to take responsibility for yourself. You're not in a position right now to be raising 3 kids, not financially, not emotionally. So stop going out here just doing stuff. You've done that since I put you in, you were before me. Come on, man, be responsible. Those babies don't, we're bringing people here that don't get the support and love and development that they need because people are being selfish. They just want to see that they, you know, we understand your penis works. You don't have to keep proving it. And I mean, it's not funny because we've got babies now in the world and you're saying, well, supposedly they mine. Those babies deserve to be wanted and loved from the moment they are conceived. And if we just going out here doing any and everything, where are they left? Are they growing up in a happy, healthy, joyful home? Are you walking the floor with those babies when they get sick at night and giving their mama some rest? No, you're not, because you over here saying supposedly. So if you don't want to be in this position again, condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't be irresponsible because you can't get your life together and you producing up babies that need to be taken care of. Ooh, all right, Mr. Carmichael, what's the recommendation again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I got you, Your Honor.
I mean,
Credit-
Mr. Austin, I'm sorry.
Credit for time served, return back to probation, continue with AA meetings, and provide proof of enrollment into the family violence class no later than March 31st.
Okay. All right. So these are the things you're going to have to do. And sir, when I mean, I literally mean this to the depth of my core. Stop going out here just having sex and making babies and not being mindful of the fact that these babies need to be cared for. It's not enough to just say, oh yeah, you know, I got babies out here. if you are not a present father, then why? Why are we doing this? Think about that. Um,
Your Honor.
yeah.
And this for to place in the notes that the first offender will remain intact at this time.
Okay.
I guess it's secure. Secure. It wouldn't just go away. If you just type in zoom.com on the computer, it'll ask you if you wish to sign up, you know, do a bunch of services, but one of the things is join a meeting. Right. And then you just put in meeting ID and the password. Oh, I see what it is.
Okay, so I have defendant shall return to probation. First offender will remain at this time. Defendant shall receive credit for time served, continue AA, test for substances at each report, and enroll in family violence intervention program by March 31st, 2025.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so he is on two separate reports. So let me go ahead and do the second one. See if I can copy this and paste.
And I'm sorry, I may have missed. Did you give him a specific report date from when he gets out of custody?
No.
I don't. Yeah.
No, Your Honor, I didn't. His PO will reach out to him to let him know when he needs to report.
You can still apply for that one.
Hold on just a second.
First conviction from the clerk's office, and then you gotta fill out an application for one of the Department of Public Services. But it's been 120 days. As soon as you complete the introduction course, you can get your license back. You like this, but you talk about like the DUI conviction is gonna create an issue for you there, but doesn't mean you can never do it. So I believe it's a double check. On your CDLs, right? Yeah, your CDLs. I'm talking about your normal license as far as what you need to get your CDLs. That is a different question. You applications. You're gonna be eligible for CDLs for a while. Classified as a lifetime disqualification, but in actuality, it comes down to 10 years. That's off the top of my head. No, it's only 1 year suspension for CDL. Well, first of all, you can't rely on this because I'm just Googling it. Second offense is a lifetime ban.
still gotta.
Okay, I sent them both over. Remember what I said, Mr. Jackson? It's not enough to say you can have babies. It's more to say that you are being a present father. Your 12-year-old is looking to build the man that she is looking for the rest of her life. And if you wouldn't want her with the person that you are now, you need to change.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go back with the sheriff's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I think this concludes all of our revocations. Am I correct, Mr. Austin?
No, Judge, you still have Mr. Morris.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Morris. I'm sorry.
You get Mr. Yes.
How old are you, young man?
Ma'am,
How old are you?
22.
Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Jordan Marquise Morris, you're before the court on 2019 CR 04966. You were before this court for theft by taking, giving a false name, address, or date of birth on the 26th day of March 2024. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 1 month and 6 days remaining. And it says that you were arrested on February 3rd, 2025 for 8 counts of obstructing an officer, hit and run accident, theft by taking, fleeing from a police officer, altered ID mark, criminal, that's on there, loitering or prowling, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, and robbery by sudden snatching in Clayton County. And you failed to pay your $1,100 in arrears. What is the recommendation for Mr. I'm sorry. First, let me hear from Mr. Lynch. What you got, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, he does stipulate that he was arrested. He does not make any admissions as to the underlying offense. Judge, and I've explained to him he shouldn't make any statements about that today. He needs to talk to an attorney.
Yeah. Don't make any statements, sir, but I can make statements. When you had this 2019 case, you were young, okay? If you're 22 now, a 2019 case means you were in your teens.
Yeah, I was like 17.
Don't say anything. And now you're back before me, and somehow you picked up more cases than I've seen on one person in a while. And this is the funny thing, because I was just explaining to my husband robbery by sudden snatching, because he had never heard that before. And I said, yeah, you can take somebody's item out of their hand, you snatch it from them, that's considered a felony, robbery by sudden snatching. And so I was explaining that, I don't want you to say anything. I was explaining that to my husband the other day, that there actually is a charge like that. And most people don't know it. And what I'm explaining.
I don't want to interrupt you. Can I have 1 moment to advise my client of something? I do apologize for the interruption.
Mr. Marks, I'm gonna sum up what your attorney said. What he said was, be quiet before you mess up your defense on any of these other offenses. I'm gonna fuss at you. You just need to hush and listen, because if you say anything, it's not gonna make a difference on these other charges, and it could put you in jeopardy of messing up your defense. Summed it up. But anyway, I'm gonna fuss at you because you're 22 years old and you're in a red jumpsuit in my court for the second time. For the second time. There might be other times, but at least for this, for probation, this is the second time. So what I want you to think about, sir, because some of this stuff you got charged with is a felony. You're not even going to be before me. What I want you to think about is this where you want your life to go? You're 22 years old. Do you want your life to look like this for the next 40 years?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But
You say that with such confidence, like, oh no, no. But do you understand that I have people who I've been on the bench 12 years now, maybe a little bit longer than that in magistrate court. Do you know I have people that I've been seeing since I was in magistrate court 12 years ago? They keep coming back. They just keep coming back. They can't get out of the system. What Mr. Lynch is trying to tell you is shut up. Let your defense work for you. And then start thinking about what I'm trying to tell you is start thinking about what you want your life to look like. You are 22 years old, but I promise you it will go so fast. Every morning I wake up, I'm 22 until my feet hit the floor and those pains and those aches start. And I remember how long it's been since I was 22 and it went fast. When I tell you those years roll by fast. And what you're about to do is waste your whole life on foolishness. What you need to do is get a plan. If you somehow get past all this stuff that you're charged with, you need a plan for what you're going to do with your life to be productive and to have a life that you can be proud of. All this foolishness here, ain't nobody impressed. You in an orange or red jumpsuit is not impressing anybody. And let me just be clear. I've had clients in the Georgia penitentiary system. I've been down to Jackson and Metro to see clients, and they a lot bigger than you. So you're not gonna do well in the prison system. I don't care if you're a seventh dan black belt. You're not gonna do well in the prison system. I'm just gonna tell you. So you might want to avoid it with all that you have in you. Are we clear? Because I've had some clients. I wouldn't want to be, other than them being my clients, wouldn't want to be locked up in a room with them.
yeah.
So start thinking about that. All right. What's the recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Probation recommends revoke the balance, close case.
Sounds good to me. While you are in jail, start thinking about your life, sir. The balance of 1 month and 6 days will be revoked. Because even the Clayton County Jail today, these days, it ain't safe. It ain't what you want. All right. Mr. Morris, don't turn 30 in the prison system, okay?
Ma'am.
Don't turn 25 in the prison system, okay? Think about what you're doing with your life. Going back with sheriff's office. All right, I think that is all of the revocations. Thank you all. Now we have, Abgitamike has been continued. Anthony, the first case will be transferred. The second case is going to be a plea. Brooks, there's a conference. Bullock is a plea. Jacobs is a plea. Rodriguez, and Samuels is a plea.
By the way, Your Honor,
Yes.
with that being my last case, may I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're
Probation
fine.
can be excused. Mr. Austin, Mr. Carmichael.
Thank you, Your Honor. Also, did you get the termination order I sent this morning, or do you need me
I
to
think I
resend?
already signed it, but if not, then I will.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge,
Yes.
did you want me to have the deputy bring out the next inmate ready for a plea, or?
Yes, I am definitely ready for that.
All right, just to go ahead and I guess maybe go through my people, Mr. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Bullock. Can you bring out Mr. Bullock? Judge, I'll ask them to bring out Mr. Bullock for a negotiated plea. Yes, sir. All right.
Raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is Mr. Bullock. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 1 second, Mr. Bullock. All right, Mr. Bullock, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Benjamin Sadat Bullock, 2021 CR 05991 for failure to have headlights on count 1, driving on a suspended or revoked license count 2, and no license. You're represented by attorney Owen Lynch, who's with the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what did your client plead to the offense before the court?
Judge, he pleads guilty to count 3. I believe the other charges were null pros pursuant to the negotiations. I believe it's guilty plea to count 3, no license. Is that fair?
That's correct. That's correct.
All right, so by entering a plea of guilty to count 3, Mr. Bullock, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have you give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about May 30th of 2021, Officer Ronald Foley, Foley, Deputy Ronald Foley, was on assigned patrol in the area of Highway 85 and Valley Hill Road, Riverdale, Clayton County, Georgia, when he observed the defendant traveling south on Highway 85 without its headlights. At that time, Deputy Foley initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle, and during his investigation, Your Honor, the officer did ask the defendant for his license. The defendant stated that he did not have it on him. A check through the GCIC did show that the defendant's license was suspended, most recently on September the 1st of 2020. Your Honor, those are the facts of the case. Your Honor, counts 1 and 2, the site is non-crossing, and count 3 is 12 months to serve, 10 days, balance probated, a fine of $1,500, as this is the defendant's third no license in 5 years, and probation can terminate upon completion.
Mr. Lynch, is Mr. Bullock going to be able to pay? Mr. Bullock, I remember you. You have a very interesting middle name. Anwar Sadat, when I was growing up, was like a big name in international politics. So whenever you come before me, I remember that. So, sir, when are we going to get it together? Because whatever is holding your license, you could have figured that out by now. Instead of paying us, you could be paying them.
I understand, ma'am, but I'm just now getting my family situated. We were going from place to place, and we were unstable. And to be honest, that's the only reason why I even missed the last court date. I would have not missed the last court date due to the situations that I was in. But now I'm stable now, so I can actually.
Is this a community service, commute to community service, Mr. Lynch, or is he gonna be able to pay? Because I hate setting people up for failure. It's $1,500 with the surcharges. It's gonna be closer to $2,000 and something. If he is just getting on his feet, this might be more amenable to doing some community service.
Judge, I would ask the court to commute this to community service as long as Mr. Bullock understands that he's going to have to arrange that with the probation office. He's going to have to figure out a place to do it, and he's going to have to get that done. And if it's not completed, then he could be back here. But
now, Mr. Bullock, you're one of the few people where even I always say, don't just do it on the side of the road picking up trash, because you can do more to help. But I don't care where you do it. If you want to, if that's what is available to you and it works for the hours that you work, do that. That I'm fine with it. But you've been before me too many times on this foolishness, and I need you to get, like you said, get your family straight, get your finances straight, because you can't live like this.
No, ma'am, you're right.
Okay, so I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 3. Counts 1 and 2 will be no pros, 12 months to serve, 10 days, balance, credit for time served, balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $1,500. In lieu of the fine, it will be converted to 150 hours of community service. As soon as you have completed the 150 hours of community service, your probation can terminate. Be diligent about it, Mr. Bullock. And I know it's hard, but once you get started, just be diligent. Find a time that works for you. And if it takes you 10 months to do it, just do it. We clear? Keep track of your hours. Make sure that you have a hard copy of your hours that you keep track of, that you can produce to probation to show and don't wait to start, please.
Yes,
talk to probation. Once you do your intake and you have your first meeting with your probation officers, do not wait. Talk about, I'll start in 6 months because I'll have plenty of time. Don't wait to start, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office. Thank you.
Judge, and
yes.
If we're if we could do Mr. Blake next for the criminal trespass charge.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Anthony. I keep getting it backwards. Mr.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Somebody's on, I guess, Miss Hemphill. Miss Hemphill, are you on? Somebody's on for Samuel, and I don't know if it's a witness, a victim, I don't know, but I know they've been patient. Huh?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. It's the victim for Mr. Samuel.
Okay, so if we can get to Samuel soon too, I know that the person is probably working, so I want to make sure that we get them. Ms. Hempfield, did you get what I dropped off?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
All right,
much.
was that what you needed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Thank you. Mr. Taylor,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you on Anthony or who's next?
I'm on Anthony, but if you wanted to go to a different case, that's fine, or.
Can we do Samuel? And that way the lady who's waiting, I guess, can get back to work because I don't see anybody else waiting for any other case.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is anybody else having sinus issues with this warm weather 1 minute, the cold weather the next minute? Flowers blooming 1 minute, freeze the next?
Yes, ma'am.
You even sound like a little bit Miss Wright. You even sound a little congested. I thought it was just me. All right, Mr. Samuel.
Yes.
All right, so you're before the court on case 2025 CR 01175. Clint Randolph Samuel, Clint Randolph Jamar Samuel, I think is what it is. It cuts off part of it. But you're before the court for criminal trespass. You're represented by the law firm of Lister Holt and Dennis. Mr. Taz Taylor is with you on at the podium. Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
So yes.
All right, you can put your hand out. So, Mr. Taylor, what does your client plead to the offense of criminal trespass in this case?
Your Honor, my client pleads no contest to the single offense, and this is non-negotiated, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Samuel, by entering a plea on the criminal trespass case, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things, sir?
Yes.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On January the 10th, 2025, officers responded to 639 Garden Walk Boulevard, located here in Clayton County, Georgia. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with the Andreas Betty, and I'll spell that Arnetress. Last name is Betty, Beatty. Do apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. There was a verbal altercation leading to the defendant breaking the property of the victim. It's my understanding that the offender took a plate and broke the plate. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is as follows. My understanding that the defendant has been in custody since January the 10th. The state's recommendation is 12 months probation to serve 30 days credit for time served, balance probated, a $300 fine, suspended, 40 hours of community service, and to have no violent or harassing contact with the named victim.
All right.
And the balance of probation can suspend upon completion.
Okay. So, what's the relationship between these people, Mr. Taylor?
It's a romantic relationship. They're dating, but they don't have a formal.
All right, so, Miss Betty, are you, present?
And Your Honor, they both live at that location where the incident occurred.
Mr. Arnitris Beatty? All right, unmute for me.
Yes, can you hear me, Your Honor?
I hear you just fine, ma'am. Is there anything you wish to tell me about this situation?
Okay. I'm sorry, you said what?
I said, is there anything you wish to tell me about this situation?
I just saw at the time he destroyed my property at the time, and I didn't want him to destroy, anything else in the house. So
all right, are y'all living together?
Yeah, we living in the same apartment. The apartment is in my name only, and he has been allowed to stay there. I just didn't want him to feel the freedom or have the feel the freedom to destroy my property at will.
Okay, so ma'am, so because we're not there in the place with you, the only thing that the police do is respond to a crisis or an acute situation. Now, whether he is there and y'all are in the kind of relationship that works, that is nonviolent and is companionable, that's up to you all. If you don't want him back in your place, that's one thing. That's not something we can handle here. That may require an eviction. But what it's something we can handle here. If you don't want contact, then he'll be banned from the location. But what I'm saying is, we're not here for to smooth relationships out. If you,
well, ma'am, we're not in a relationship by any means. That was in the past, but I have been trying to assist him getting on his feet, and which I think is most important. That don't I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Okay, all right, hold on, Miss Beatty, because this is a particular issue of mine. First of all, grown men need to be grown men, and women need to stop trying to save them. We so busy trying to rescue grown men, and that we are raising people who are irresponsible, and we are allowing people to continue to be irresponsible. Now he looks good and old. He don't look like he's in his 20s. So by now he should have learned how to deal in a particular situation. You rescuing him, talking about we don't want to send the baby out with the bathwater, is sacrificing your peace and calm. If somebody can't live in companion with me and I'm allowing them to have a place to stay, then I'm not putting up with that. And there's too many women in this world who we're so busy coddling and babying grown men and trying to worry about what they're doing. I'm looking at you and I can tell you got a job, you take care of your bills, you take care of yourself, you got a household that's in your name, you're doing stuff for yourself. Why isn't he doing the same? Why are you holding him up? So this whole, we used to be in a relationship, but I just don't want him to get in trouble because I want to hold him up and help him get on his feet. He grown. If he can't do what he needs to do for himself, you need to stop babying him, because we're not here to make sure he's not going to break up your stuff. He's going to break up your stuff, and then the police will respond afterwards if he has a tantrum the next time. But what I'm saying to you is, why would you allow that foolishness back in your house? As Maya Angelou said, if somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Why would you deserve so little that you got to provide him a home and put up with his tantrum? When have women started to see themselves as so little that we got to put a man on our back and walk him around?
I think always kind of been by nature like a trainer and a developer, and
Well,
I
then
don't feel
train
like,
him
and
and
I don't feel
develop
like I'm
him.
coddling him.
You
I
are.
feel like
Why he don't have a
and-
house?
I'm sorry.
Why he don't have a house?
Well, I mean, you'd have to ask him, but I just feel like he's not taking care of what he needs to take care of. Because if you really want a house, you're gonna do what you need to do to get one.
Exactly. But what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying is, while you're not taking care of what you need to take care of, I'm gonna hold you up and I'm gonna let you live in my house and mess up my peace of mind. That's what you're saying. That it's okay that you're not doing what you're doing. I'm being a responsible adult and I'm doing everything I need to do to take care of myself, but you're not. But I'm gonna hold you up and help you while you be irresponsible and I'm being responsible. That is doing nothing but coddling people and continuing to make them irresponsible. Let Mr. Samuel stand on his own 2 feet and figure it out. He's too grown for you to be carrying him. So this whole, I just feel like people should be trained. Okay, well, if he's in a training program and you're the trainer, that's one thing. But if he's in your house breaking up everything and he's destroying your peace, why are you putting up with that? And you paying the bill.
And the thing is, if he would, I think the pros and the cons. I'm weighing the pros and the cons. He's been more of good than he has been bad. But I'm like a no nonsense, kind of person. Like
No, ma'am.
when
I'm
I
no
saw the
nonsense.
destructive. I'm sorry.
You putting up with nonsense. I'm telling you, I'm no nonsense.
I am.
No nonsense to me says he don't go back to your house and he don't cause you any more trouble. And if he want to talk to you and y'all have a friendship, call me on the phone. But you're trying to talk yourself back into he's coming back into your house, and then we're
Well,
gonna have
no,
the same
I'm not.
problem.
I'm very. I mean, he's been. I'm very content in being there by myself. I've been enjoying myself most definitely. My thing is this. I just didn't want to put him, because I already know he doesn't have any family here. He doesn't have any resources here, and so, and I mean, I do understand. Your Honor, don't look at me like that. I know you hear all these scenarios at this time, but I am this is
The
strictly
same thing
platonic.
you did to be responsible for yourself. He has that opportunity. He's a grown man. There's jobs out here everywhere you look. So if he's willing to mow lawns, mix concrete, put up sheetrock, so I mean, skilled and unskilled, there's jobs everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about. So all of this, he don't have no help, and I just feel like I should be his piece. Let him be yours. Why he got to disturb your house? But this is a lecture for another time, because if you feel like you okay, but what I want you to understand is, and this is what my major point is, the police are not here to keep him from breaking up your stuff. They will respond after he breaks up your stuff, but they're not here to make sure things are smooth running while y'all in that place together. So if you invite him back, you run the risk of the same type of behavior, is what I'm saying. The police don't get there. They ain't my police, they everybody's police. They don't get there till after something. So if you're willing to risk that for broke down Mr. Samuel, for a person who is grown and should be able to get themselves on their feet, I don't care if he got to live with 10 people in a flop house while he working 3 different jobs, because he don't look like nothing wrong with him. I mean, he looked like he can do for himself. But if you want to continue to carry a grown man on your back, don't expect that the police are going to be there to keep him from breaking.
Your Honor, and I don't know what plans that he may have made, after this this occurrence. So I mean, if he decides, I just did not want to be told to say, okay, this is just strictly prohibited to have him come back. If he see another opportunity.
If you want him back, you can have him. But what I'm telling you is, when this situation comes up again, he's going to come back before me, and I will remember.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, Mr. Samuel. Anything else, Mr. Taylor? What you thinking?
Your Honor, based on the favorable recommendation that Ms. Ponder gave, We just wish to enter no plea and ask that you accept the recommended sentence.
All right. Mr. Samuel, I'm gonna accept your plea of nolo. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit since the date of lockup. Balance will be probated. For you to pay a fine in the amount of $300, the $300 will be suspended. For you to do 40 hours of community service and have no violent or harassing contact with Miss Nitris Beatty. Did I get that right? Baby.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. And upon completion of the 40 hours of community service, and having no violent or harassing contact, then your probation will suspend for the balance. Okay, now, Mr. Samuel, let me talk to you. How old are you, sir?
41.
How?
41.
Okay, so Mr. Samuel, you're good and grown. By this time, you shouldn't be relying on some woman to house you. You need to go out there and find you not one, not two, but 3 good jobs, and make you some money and get you a little room and house or someplace to stay. But if you're in somebody else's house and their name is on the lease or the mortgage, you don't get to break up their stuff. You don't get to show out and have a tantrum in somebody else's house. You don't get to be the man in somebody else's house. We got to stop this whole theory of, well, I'm a man. No, if her name is on the lease, it's her house. You have the status of a child in her house because she's paying for it. She got the lease. She's the one taking care of you. So if you want to be a man and throw your weight around, get your own. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe in coddling men. I don't. Because I come from a long line of people, and I married a person who they work jobs, they take care of themselves, they take care of the people that they love, their families, their homes, their kids, their wives, and they don't have no trouble standing up and being a man in their home. You can't be the man in somebody else's house. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if all you have to bring to the table is sex, then you need to start thinking about adding some other stuff. Just add some other stuff. Because she can get that anywhere. I'm just saying. And maybe somebody a little younger. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So just please be mindful. You don't get to throw your weight around in somebody else's house. All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office. All right, Ms. Beatty, I hope it works out.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, the last 3 cases are Anthony Brooks. I'm sorry, 4 cases, Jacobs and Rodriguez.
Judge, we request to do Mr. Rodriguez next. I think they're bringing him out.
That's fine.
Wait. Just right here in front next to me. Okay. Just right here, sir.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, raise your right hand for me.
What? He can't, Your Honor. He's holding a urine bag.
Oh, okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Rodriguez, this is 2025 CR 01237, State of Georgia versus Felipe Rodriguez. For simple battery, count 1, and criminal trespass, count 2. Mr. Taylor is your attorney. Mr. Taylor, what is Mr. Rodriguez plea on these cases?
Mr. Rodriguez pleads guilty to counts 1 and count 2.
By entering a plea of guilty to count 1 and 2, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to present evidence and testimony on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself, And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On January the 28th, 2025, officers responded to 1639 Burks Drive, located here in Clayton County, Georgia, in reference to a disturbance with people fighting. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with April Poole, who was a witness who stated that the defendant attacked the victim, Mark McDaniel, spelled M-A-R-K, Danielle, M-C-D-A-N-E-L-L-E. Officers learned during the course of their investigation that the defendant did strike the victim multiple times. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. For count, and it's my understanding, is this a negotiated plea, Mr. Taylor?
It is, Ms. Ponder. However, my client's disabled, and once he's released from custody, he's scheduled to have heart surgery. We are concerned about the community service and being able to complete that during
Okay, so I'll just give my recommendation. The state's recommendation for count 1 is 12 months probation, a $300 fine for him to enroll in complete anger management, and to have no contact with Mark McDaniel, M-A-R-K-M-C-D-A-N-E-L-L-E. I am not certain. I know that it was previously stated on the recommendation, do not return to that location. I'm not sure if your client will have any issues, but I would do a do not return to 1639 Burks Drive, Lake City, Georgia, 30260. The state did not include community service.
Ms. Ponder, just wanted to let you know that was his residence. He just needs a one-time opportunity to go back with sheriff supervision.
Okay, and I'll just defer to the court on that matter.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the recommendation for count 2?
Count 2, Your Honor, count 2 will run concurrent to count 1. It'll just be 12 months probation.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Rodriguez, I will accept your plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2. On count 1, 12 months probation, a fine in the amount of $500, anger management class, and you're to have no contact with Mark McDaniel. You're not to go back to 1639 Parks Drive, Lake City, Georgia, Clayton County, unless you make an appointment with the sheriff's office to go back to get any essential and personal items that you have. On that date, the sheriffs will only stand by to keep the peace. You need to have the ability to carry and take away your items and transport your items. And so anything that has to be moved, you or your friends and family members need to move them and transport them away. The sheriff is only there to stand by to keep the peace, okay? All right, count 2 will run concurrent with count 1, 12 months probation. All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
One moment, Judge. I thought Ms. Ponder said $300 fine. Was it 3 or 5?
Ooh, I'm sorry. It was 3. Progressive. I'm sorry. Please make that change for me.
Yes, ma'am.
I wrote down what looked like 3, but yeah. Sorry.
Did you know there's something for black infants? That's what I'm about to do. And Mr.
Well, we mute the mic. Stand right next to me, sir.
Is this Anthony, Mr. Lynch? Okay, thank you.
This is Mr. Anthony?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Anthony, raise your right hand for me. All right, Mr. Anthony, so you have two cases before the court for Mr. Blake Anthony, 2023 CR 02724 for terroristic threats and assault. That case is being transferred to Superior Court. For the case 2025 CR 01160 criminal trespass, you're before the court. Mr. Owen Lynch is representing you as your attorney. Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yeah.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Anthony, Lynch, what does Mr. Anthony plead to the offense before the court?
Guilty, Judge.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yeah.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about January the 6th of 2025, Officer Alexa, Alexer Dexter, was dispatched to a minor disturbance at 5390 Riverdale Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349, Clayton County, also known as the Quick Trip. Upon his arrival, he spoke with one of the employees, Mr. Jackson Gaunt, Gaunt, who stated that the defendant, who had previously been issued a criminal trespass warning, was back on the property. Officer Dexter made contact with the defendant, who stated that he was waiting for his ride to arrive. Officer Dexter asked the defendant if he remembered speaking with officers and being informed about the criminal trespass warning. The defendant stated that he did not recall. At that time, Officer Dexter contacted dispatch to confirm the criminal trespass warning, and dispatch confirmed the warning under case number 24071828. At that time, the defendant was placed under arrest. Those are the facts of the case. Your Honor, for count one, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 60 days, balance suspended, and the defendant can receive credit for since the date of lockup. Excuse me.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Judge. I would just ask the court to accept the negotiation.
All right. So, Mr. Anthony, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 60 days. Credit since the date of lockup. The balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to the quick trip, okay?
So you said 60 days?
Yes, sir, but you'll get credit since you got arrested.
All right. And what's the day I can get released?
Mr. Lynch is going to be able to talk to the, I guess he may be able to figure that out for you, okay? Because I don't have the date you got arrested, okay?
I thought it was the 6th. Well,
Judge, it was the 6th. I'll explain how the time worked for him.
Okay, thank you. Go back with the sheriff's officer. All right, and Brooks and Jacobs are the last two cases.
If we could do Mr. Jacobs next.
That's fine.
There's the judge. You want to get this side. There's the judge. That's the prosecutor. Okay.
Mr. Brooks, raise your right hand for me.
This is Mr. Jacobs, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Jacobs, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Alan Jacobs, you're before the court on 2025 CR 01240 for loitering or prowling, count 1, and public indecency, count 2. What does your client plead to the offenses before the court, Mr. Taylor?
Your Honor, this is non-negotiated. He is entering a no-low plea to counts 1 and 2.
All right. All right, sir, by entering a plea to the offenses before the court, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Ms. Hagler, one, you're muted, and Your Honor, the defense rather will stipulate to the factual basis.
But Your Honor, this is non-negotiated, so I do think that the facts are important. That way you can make an informed decision.
That seems appropriate. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about December the 26th of 2024, Officer Moorer, Moorer, was dispatched to 5097 West Fayetteville Road, Clayton County, Georgia. This is also known as the BP gas station. In regards to a public indecency, the College Park Police Department Chief Walker was able to call the information out over the phone. Chief Walker stated that the defendant had been standing out at the incident location for an extended period of time, walking up to multiple people with his genitalia out. The defendant had been made aware on numerous occasions that he and arrested and was informed that he could not walk around with his trousers below his ankles. According to the police report, Officer Moore has had numerous interactions with the defendant for standing out in front of the business with his boxers showing. According to Chief Walker, the defendant was walking up to individuals at the pumps and exposing himself. The defendant was just arrested and booked on loitering on November the 30th of 2024. Your Honor, those are the facts of the case. Your Honor, the state is asking that you do not accept a no plea for the offenses. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 180 days, balance suspended, a fine of $300 to be suspended for count 1, and then for count 2, 12 months to serve, 180 days, balance suspended, a fine in the amount of $300 to be suspended to run concurrent with count 1. Also, Your Honor, for the court's information, after reviewing the defendant's history, he does have previous arrests for public indecency, specifically on January the 13th of 2012. The arresting agency was MARTA Police Department. He also has a second arrest for public indecency on January the 14th of 2012. The GCIC is showing a conviction for that incident. And then a third arrest on May 22nd of 2015. The arresting agency is College Park Police Department. And so for those reasons, the state is asking that you find the defendant guilty and not accept a no plea, and that you accept the state's recommendation of 180 days, balance suspended, and a fine of $300 suspended. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Hagler, did that recommendation change once I announced no negotiated?
Yes, Your Honor. The pre-recommendation was based on a negotiated plea, but you said non-negotiated, so yes, the recommendation did change.
So the recommendation changed because I entered a non-negotiated plea of 90 days. Thank you. It went from 90 days to 180. Your Honor, we just ask that you accept the no-low plea. Mr. Jacobs has been in custody for 54 days already. I've told him he cannot go back to that BP gas station on Fayetteville Road. He understands that. There are obviously some issues with Mr. Jacobs' mental health. He is competent to understand what's happening here today for purposes of a plea. However, I don't think that further incarceration is going to help Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah, but sometimes we don't do it for him. Sometimes we do it for the people that he might encounter that he feels the need to show them his genitalia. I'm torn here because it is obvious to the court that Mr. Jacobs needs substantial help. I don't know that we have that help available to him, but I don't know that we need to subject the general public to Mr. Jacobs and his and the I guess the realities of his mental health condition. So
it's a tough situation.
And it is my understanding that he doesn't have any family or anybody to help supervise him.
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor, and I do believe he's been before our court before.
Yeah, yes. The other issue that I have to weigh is whether he will be victimized in jail. I don't know that he can take care of himself in the jail. All right, let me do this. So I'm going to accept the state's recommendation with the caveat that if the defense can find a program for Mr. Jacobs that would be more appropriate for him, then I will release him to the program. So Count one will be 12 months to serve 180 days. Balance will be suspended, $300 fine suspended. Count two will run concurrent, 12 months, 180 days, balance suspended, fines suspended, $300 fine suspended. Mr. Jacobs will receive credit since the date of lockup. And if the defense is able to find a program which would be more appropriate to address Mr. Jacobs' issues, then the court is willing to release Mr. Jacobs into a program that can care for him and to get him in a position where he's not coming back and forth to the jail. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Go back to the jail. All right, and I believe this might be the last case, Brooks. And there may be somebody waiting to, I guess, as a witness or a victim on the Brooks case.
Yes, the victim is on, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I just have a question regarding Kyle Prescott. Was that both cases continued, or was it just an OTB?
He's OTB, so whenever his case comes up on the next arraignment calendar, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. So, ma'am, this case is being live streamed. You okay up here and on camera with your bonnet on? I know we're in a bonnet culture where everybody seems to wear their bonnet for every situation, but at some point, is there a period of time where the bonnet comes off and you actually fix your hair to look like you got something going on? Okay. This is Mr. Brooks, Anthony Lamar Brooks. Mr. Brooks is before the court 2025 CR 00021 for simple battery, family violence count 1, and simple battery count 2. Mr. Brooks is also before the court on 2025 CR 00998 for battery, family violence count 1, battery count 2, simple battery, family violence count 3, and simple battery count 4. Mr. Brooks is represented by the law firm of Lister Holton Dennis. Mr. Taylor is with him at the podium. Mr. Taylor, Mr. Brooks, raise your right hand for me.
Raise your hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony that you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you can put your hand down, Mr. Taylor. What is your client plead to the offenses before the court on the case ending in 2-1?
Your Honor, before we enter a plea, the alleged victim in the case, Mrs. Brooks, is online before the court. I believe she would like to address the court concerning this matter. She's unable to speak with the victim advocate because there's a conflict. However, I think she wishes to address the court on the specific case.
Your Honor, the state would just object. I mean, we're in the middle of a plea, so.
Object. Okay, hold on, Ms. Hagler. I don't know what you're objecting to.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, we're in the middle of a plea, and so for Attorney Taylor to want to hear from the victim, I mean, is the defendant pleading or is he not pleading? I mean, unless does she wish to make a statement in open court about the case? I mean,
She does. She wishes
Okay.
to make a statement on the record.
Your Honor, the state would object to allowing the victim at this time in this case to make a statement to the court prior to the defendant taking the plea, in which the victim is entitled at that point to make a victim impact statement. It would just be inappropriate for, it appears that, it could be the wrong assumption that counsel is trying to pre-try the case with the court prior to the plea negotiation. Now, if there's anything that she would like to address to our office or provide, but I think at this time, at this phase of the plea, it would be inappropriate for her to make any statements.
Yeah, so if this was a trial, then she could be put on trial at the appropriate time. This is a plea, which means that the plea and then the impact statement. And so I'm not sure why we would deviate in this case.
So, Your Honor, our situation is such that she's here to make a statement before the court concerning the factual basis of the case. And the victim advocate, who is typically the person that's responsible for contacting the victim to find out what happened and how they would like how they'd like to see the case proceed, is unable to contact Ms. Brooks because my understanding is she has something pending.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm going to object to counsel's statement to
I
the
would
court.
appreciate if
Your Honor,
Ms.
there's an
Brooks could
objection
finish.
that the state has, and I would like
Hold
to
on,
have a basis for my
Just hold up,
objection.
hold up. We're not deviating from the way we usually do this. Number one, if she wants to make an impact statement, then she can make it after he makes his plea. But let's go here and go with the plea. He got 2 cases back to back. If we're gonna make a plea, make a plea. If not, let's move this to the trial calendar and keep it pushing.
Thank you,
Your Honor. Therefore, in that case, we'll be entering a not guilty plea.
All right.
We'd like to be heard on bond.
Okay, well, what does he not have a bond?
He does not have a bond on case.
Why did they no bond him?
Well, Your Honor,
He was
go ahead.
he was charged, and it's my understanding, and either Ms. Hager or Mr. Taylor can correct me if I'm wrong, he did not receive a bond on the battery family violence case because he has another open case for this similar offense against the same victim. So that's why he doesn't have a bond. And for this, because there is a victim in this case, Your Honor, the state would ask for this court to instruct counsel to file appropriate motions for this particular case. Essentially, for this misdemeanor battery family violence, it's not as he's entitled because it's a misdemeanor. When family violence is for this particular charge, he's not technically entitled to a bond because he has another case outstanding against the same victim.
Your Honor, and Ms. Brooks would like to be heard on the matter of bond as well for her husband.
All right, hold on a second. Okay, so it appears that Mr. Brooks was denied bond under 1710-1 3B. The court is going to grant a hearing for bond, but it's not going to be today.
Yes, Your Honor.
So file your motions so that the state can be put on notice as to what they need to consider. And then once the motions are filed, the court will grant a date for hearing. But just because, Mr. Taylor, you know how this works. Every victim of domestic violence or alleged victim of domestic violence, 8 out of 10 of them at some point come in begging to have the person released. And that's why the laws change. And that's why we have all of these things that allow us to consider how to maintain safety and to keep people from being violent. But when I got 2 back-to-back cases, it's not looking good for Mr. Brooks to be out. The magistrate court did what they did by no bonding him. I can consider it, but I'm not going to rush it because I don't see a rush in this case.
Well, Your Honor,
what am I rushing for? I got 2 back-to-back.
I understand, Your Honor, and that's why I wish Ms. Brooks to speak regarding the family's financial concerns, which is one of the factors.
Mr. Taylor, that is one of the financial concerns is one of the aspects of domestic abuse. The domestic abuser controls the finances, so that's why it determines what happens. And so, no, I don't care, Ms. Brooks. I don't care. That is not a factor that I'm going to consider right now. If Mr. Taylor wishes to go ahead and file his motions, then I'll hear the motions, but I'm not rushing a consideration of bond on somebody who's got 2 pending violent misdemeanors. No. So file the motions. It will go through the normal course. We'll set them for hearing when the time is appropriate. Otherwise, it is what it is. I'm not being harsh, but I don't, I'm not rushing to do something for somebody in an extraordinary fashion when the law says everything's been done the way it's supposed to be, and the law requires a written motion, and then you file your motion. The state has time to consider, especially in a case where I already have an implication that it is possible Mr. Brooks will commit another violent offense while out. Back-to-back offenses at least give me that under the Ayala factors. And so I'm not rushing this. Mr. Taylor, file the motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll accept the not guilty. You can go back with the sheriff's office. And it is my understanding that we have concluded this calendar. Is there anything else outstanding that I need to consider? Otherwise, I'll be signing.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
See you on Thursday.
Have a good day.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye.
Or tomorrow.